cover the ayah. One hadith, of course, with regards to sihr, there are many hadith, but Imam Nawawi satisfied with one highly profound hadith, hadith number 1793, عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: اجتنبوا السبع الموبقات. قالوا يا رسول الله وما هن؟ قال: الشرك بالله، السحر، قتل النفس التي حرم الله إلا بالحق، وأكل الربا، وأكل مال اليتيم، والتولي يوم الزحف، وقذف المحصنات المؤمنات الغافلات. In this hadith, the Prophet ﷺ ordered us as Muslims to avoid the 7 destructive sins. We know that there are minor sins and major sins. And major sins, gunah kabir or al-kabair in Arabic, are the sins which Allah has warned against, particularly in the Quran or the Prophet ﷺ, and they have a specific punishment in the dunya as well as in the hereafter. Like there is a punishment for theft, there is a punishment for adultery, there is a punishment for drink. Then the Prophet ﷺ said among the major sins there are some 7 major sins, but they are destructive sins. He began by saying, obviously, associating partners to Allah in worship. Secondly, as-sihr, the practice of sorcery, then killing innocent people without a just cause, then devouring the property of an orphan, and of course eating of usury. How many people are actually involved in dealing with usury? Then fleeing from the battlefield and slandering chaste women who never even think of anything touching chastity and are good believers. By the way, falsely accusing chaste men or women with the act of adultery is destructive as well. We all know those 7 destructive sins. But number 2, right after ash-shirku billah, associating partners to Allah in worship, and Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam warned, as-sihr, it is equivalent to disbelief, and those who practice it are disbelievers, and the sorcerers no doubt are disbelievers. But there is a very important question. When some people are being informed, your life is not really as it used to be, and you're having a lot of trouble with your spouse, with your kids, or your business, your school, education, or your health. So why don't you find a sheikh to recite ruqya upon you? So they go to the sheikh, and the sheikh says, wow, you've been suffering greatly of black magic. I've just mentioned earlier, there is nothing called black magic. Magic is magic, if it is actually magic. So what is the solution? Said, we have to go to another sorcerer who utilizes the good guise of the jinn in order to remove the magical spell upon you. Is this permissible? The answer is no, it is not permissible. And it is as bad as going to a sorcerer in order to cast a magical spell upon another. So what do? An-nashrah, which is to recite certain adhkar and ayat upon this person in order to expel the evil spirits and undo and remove the magical spell from this person, whether it is he or she. Sometimes also by reciting Quran upon the water and drinking this water, or spraying it in the corners of the entire house in order to remove the magical spell. If the magical spell was recovered, many sorcerers, they bury their magical spells in the graveyard. So it will be extremely difficult for any person to fetch them out. You find in the graveyard, when they dig, they find a lot of magical spells. or in an abandoned water wells. So it would be very deep. If you happen, like the magical spell which was cast upon the Prophet ﷺ by the Labid ibn al-A'sam, the Jew, was buried in an abandoned water well. And that's why, brothers and sisters, make sure when you shave, you collect your hair and you throw it away in a way that it will not be handy for someone to collect it. Also, when you clip your nails, get rid of them. Some people bury them. Some people make sure that when they put them in a trash bag or a trash can, they throw them far away so that no one will find out whether this is my hair, my nails, in order to protect yourself. All of that is very healthy and such good means in order to protect oneself against the possibility of utilizing anything of your belonging, whether the clothes or the hair or the nails. So somebody, there was a young Jew who was serving the Prophet ﷺ. So Labid ibn al-A'sam, tempted him, paid him in order to collect some of the hair of the Prophet ﷺ. And Nabi ﷺ used to have a long and nice hair. While combing with his comb, he collected some of the hair from the comb and gave it to Labid ibn al-A'sam. Then he utilized that hair to tie 12 knots and recite certain satanic quotations which affected the Prophet ﷺ. Also, when a person is regularly reciting their morning and evening adhkar, that protects them definitely against Satan's, against the jinn, and against the magical spells. There is also another means of protection, which is eating 7 dates of Medina early morning before even drinking water. من تصبح بسبع تمرات من عجوة المدينة. If you eat those 7 dates from the ajwa of Medina in the morning before eating or drinking anything, during the day you will not be affected by neither sorcery or poison.